I am not trying to crack. Your son is in the hospital and I feel bad for not answering. So it all started a few years ago at church. In youth, there was this really tall guy there. Guys, I'm 5'9". So seeing a young man who was taller than me with a good height difference between us is like gold. We will call him Herb from Despicable Me. So anyways, I noticed Herb at church, but I avoid staring because I really gotta be nonchalant for real, you know what I mean? So months go by and he tries to hit me up on Instagram DMs. I'm not really interested because he was alright. I didn't really think he was cute or anything. More months go by and I forget about him, but he texts me out of the blue talking about how he was interested in me and how beautiful he found me and basically showered me with compliments. Gang, I thought this was a prank. Y'all, no one, and I mean no one, has ever expressed such explicit interest in me. I reciprocate. We text as I'm helping my mama take out her braids out of her head. And we're talking and having a good time. Y'all, he starts FaceTiming me. So I'm over here freaking out because, yeah, I don't just FaceTime someone who's basically a stranger out of nowhere. At that time, when I was a senior in high school, I barely even FaceTime my friends. So I come up with an excuse to my mom and I run to the garage. Gang, tell me why I see this boy in a hospital gown with the little beeping machines in the background. He seemed very lax, almost like he was high. He was slow to answer questions and not entirely there. Looking back, I realized he was probably doped up on a whole concoction of hospital drugs and wasn't entirely there in the head. Yeah. Ish. He was really flirty, and baby, I didn't know what to do with all that. Y'all, I ain't never in my life been in a relationship, and still haven't. Story for another day. So this flirty business and me just does not mesh well together, especially if I don't know you very well. Because, you know, flirting with your friends is totally different because you're comfortable with them and you're familiar with them. So me and Herb are talking, and eventually my mama is hooting and hollering at me to get back in there and take the rest of her braids out. After that, we would text, and then after school, he would call, and this would go on for like a week. One of the days, Herb had told me that his mom and dad had warned him about those black girls with an attitude. Girl, what? Then he pulls up a post from my Instagram and asks me to choose which photo I liked the best of. So obviously, I chose the one of me smiling because I thought it was cute. There was another photo of me with an RBF with dark makeup on, and he liked that photo more and was insinuating he wanted my personality to be like that. Basically, he was saying he wanted the stereotypical toxic baddie black girl trope. Bruh. Now, I will say, can I be a bit loud? Yes. Do I like me a good R&B playlist? Mm-hmm. And do I like to have my hair done? Of course. But I am not in any way a stereotype to fulfill a fantasy you have of being with a black girl. I find that too often I come across guys who want to put me in this box of what they think a black girl is and should be, and as a result they are surprised that I'm quote-unquote not like other black girls. Baby, I am exactly like other black girls. You just want to put me into this mold of who you think I am without actually getting to know me. In other words, they want to experiment with that stereotype. I really should have stopped with Herb here, but I kept going. Y'all, one of the days we were talking and he was trying to show his gains in his body or something, basically trying to fish for compliments on his build. But I'm trying to redirect the conversation because I want to get to know him and his personality because honestly, I wasn't really attracted to his face, so maybe I could fall for his personality and basically gaslight myself into liking him. Yeah, I don't know why I thought this would work, okay? It was the best I could come up with. Anyways, Herb just wanted to show off his body. Guys, tell me why he asks, are you gay? Are you gay? Huh? Y'all, he goes on to say because I'm trying to have intellectual conversation, he thought I was lesbian. Release me! Another day, yes, another day, I entertained him. We were talking and he has to go because a nurse had to come in and do all the, medical stuff and I don't know. I wait and then I call back. His mom picks up the call. His mom. Girl, the same mom who was warning him about black girls and their attitudes and how they're all just bad. Yeah. That one. Girl, she's like,
you know Herb is in the hospital. Why are you trying to talk to him?
And going on and on and on and telling me off basically for trying to hit while he was in the hospital. Baby, I am not trying to crack. Your son is in the hospital and I feel bad for not answering. I tried to tell her that, he's the one calling me and trying to hit me up, but she wasn't having any of it. She already decided she hated me and my guts. I hung up so embarrassed. Did I forget to mention the whole time we were FaceTiming on Instagram? So that meant his mom had access to all of our messages. None of our messages were like dirty or anything. It was just me trying to get to know him, but it was just weird, unnerving that someone else had access to all of our messages that were between two people in private. Mind you, he is 19 and in college. I am a high school senior. He is a grown man and his mom has access to everything on his Instagram. I was fed up. I can't do this clingy talking thing every day, and honestly, I was stressed out every time he wanted to FaceTime because I felt like I was carrying most of the convo the entire time. On the 6th day, he was discharged from the hospital and he was at home. He was still not carrying any of the conversation, so I basically made some excuse about how I talked to my father and he wasn't down for it and maybe we can try again some other time. Y'all, he said it's okay and I should wait for him for a year to get his stuff together. Next year? Okay. I just agreed and I never opened the DMs again. I really do hope that he is healthy and he's having a good time and that, he probably found the girl of his dreams or whoever he decides to be with. Have a blessed day. Goodbye, y'all.